it's Sandra from Asexualise.com and author of Asexual Perspectives out on Amazon. Welcome to the first episode of Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month. Right now, there are asexuals around the world who feel lonely just like you. There are asexuals who want to connect with other asexuals just like you. While we all have the lack of sexual attraction in common, asexuals can vary in their likes, their needs, their wants and dislikes, and this can make fitting into the asexual spectrum somewhat difficult, and it can make it hard to identify your own orientation. Also, there are people within the asexual community that are loving, accepting, kind, caring, giving and sharing. And there are asexuals who want to help other asexuals identify their orientation. And that's fine and great. Especially when you're just finding out you're asexual and you need help identifying and sorting your, what sort of asexual you are, where you fall on the spectrum. But there are also other asexuals who think it's their right to tell other asexuals how they can and can't identify. And this is blatantly wrong. We should be loving and accepting each other for who we are all across the spectrum. We're a minority. And if people within the minority group of asexuals are actually telling people they can't be who they are, in effect they're singling that person out and putting them in no man's land. A minority so small that they feel like they're being rejected, and this isn't nice. We should all be loving, caring towards each other and accept each other's differences. I was on Aven and I got told that I couldn't identify as Grey A. Now, I actually identify as a heteroromantic Grey A asexual younger cougar who doesn't like kissing. I'm also a hyperromantic. And I was told I couldn't have the Grey A part. And the reason I got the Grey A part in the first place of my orientation was because I was on asexuality.com. And I was very confused at the beginning about what sort of orientation I was, other than I knew that I was only attracted to guys romantically, not sexually. And I had a guy come up who I thought, he organises meets. He must know quite a lot about asexuality. So I talked to him about what I like and my needs, and I love passionate kissing. And he said, yes, you're a Grey A because you love the passionate kissing. So I kept the heteroromantic because that's what I am. And I looked up the definition of a Grey A and I didn't quite fit into it. But Grey A had two definitions back then, which it doesn't seem to have anymore. Grey A had the definition of basically anyone who doesn't quite fit into the asexual spectrum. So, you're not sexual, but maybe you're not fully asexual. Or maybe you're in between heteroromantic and demisexual, for example. And because I love the passionate kissing and that's kind of sexual behaviour, I felt that I fitted into this category. And now also a Grey A can mean that you do experience sexual attraction under limited or rare circumstances, and that you can experience sexual attraction but not enough to want to act on it. And I just don't have any of that, and that's how Grey A is defined now. So, because I don't have that, this person said, you can't identify as that. But because I've got kissing as my grey area, that's what Grey A means to me. I actually think that's what Grey A should mean, but we'll get onto that in another video. So, that was really tough, and that's what prompted me to write my Asexual Perspectives book, because I had other people that also felt singled out like that they were told they can't identify as their own asexual orientation. They were coming to me in private messaging saying they feel the same, they feel left out, and I thought, this is not right. I want to do something about this. I want to show the beautiful asexual perspective. I keep saying asexual perspectives. I wanted to show the beautiful asexual perspectives across the asexual beautiful spectrum, and from people around the globe. I wanted to share, all the different stories from around the globe that I could get into one book, because I thought if we can see how diverse and wonderful our spectrum is, and if we can understand each other better, then there should be less people going around telling other people how they can't identify. And I was determined, it took me a year to write the book. It's 560 pages in the printed version. But I wanted to make sure I showed a vast amount of aces across the spectrum. So there's aromantics in there, heteromantics, demisexuals, grey A's, biromantics, panromantics. There's just a vast amount of people all across the spectrum. And it's really, really an honour for me to be able to, share their stories with you. It's absolutely incredible, and I've learnt a lot as well by just the whole experience. It's been incredible. I was even told in my own group in recent weeks that I shouldn't call myself a cougar. Yes, a sexual cougar has got some bad connotations with it in society, but I'm an asexual cougar. I'm the only one who openly defines myself as an asexual cougar in my sexual orientation, identity, or asexual orientation, you could call it, but asexuality is a sexual orientation. So, I'm proud of that because I love kissing and cuddling with a guy. I don't want sex. But when I go on asexual dating sites, I don't want older guys approaching me. If I put an asexual cougar, it automatically puts them off me. Because, I like guys in their 20s. I'm just attracted to them. I'm on the same wavelengths as them. I like doing the same stuff as them. My birth certificate age has no relevance to what I actually like, want and need in a relationship, other than that I do need a guy who knows his own mind, because I do need that. But in terms of all the other stuff, which we all need someone who knows what they want, don't we, at any birth certificate age. But I like a lot of young stuff. I even like clubbing, but I've got no one to go clubbing with because most of my friends are actually too old for it. In-person friends, that is. So yeah, that's up to them. So this is what I'm saying, that person who's in my group, I said, you need to accept me for who I am. I define my life. I define who I am. No one else. You need to respect that or leave. This is a person as well who's in my group. He's posting a video and they're agender as far as I could make out on the video. And they're trying to get people in the group to accept this person. So why can they not accept me being different? That might be the fact that they have connotations they associate with that word, but I don't. There's plenty of guys that date younger women. There's no reason why an older birth certificate age woman cannot date a much younger guy. There shouldn't be any reason in the 21st century for that to be a problem. There really shouldn't. There's guys who date 20 years younger than them. No one bats an eyelid. So it shouldn't be any different. So we need to basically embrace each other, embrace all the asexual spectrum and wide variety of people within it. And if we don't agree with something, you're not going to agree with everything a person says or does. I appreciate that. But just, be mindful not to tell someone that they're not that. Because how would you like it if they said that to you? And I'm not talking about the asexuals that are not really asexuals. You do get sexual people who actually pretend to be asexual. And obviously that's really difficult. That is really difficult because only the person knows whether they're asexual or not. And some of them will even admit, no, I'm not really asexual. So then you've got your answer. But, if people are asexual, we need to embrace each other and accept each other for who we are as much as we possibly can and open our hearts to each other. And I hope the Asexual Perspectives book will do just this. I hope it will bring us together and closer as a community and celebrate our diversity within it and stop tearing each other apart, but bring each other closer and closer together and realise that we're both so very different, but we're also very, very beautiful in our own way. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this with all your asexual friends and anyone who isn't asexual but wants to know more. Get involved with Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month. Check out Asexualise on Facebook, Asexualise on Twitter. Don't forget there'll be quotes coming up from the book. There'll be challenges that you can get involved with, and it's just going to be absolutely awesome. See you on the next video. Embrace your quirky and each other's. Bye-bye.